Thank to the grace of heaven. Thank to virtue's grand predecessor and predecessor. Thank to the transmitter and everyone here for giving me the opportunity to share today's topic. Senior transmitter Tsui, the true sage of a joyful Tao. Unfortunately, so far this is the only picture I have, but maybe there are more pictures of him, but that's it's black and white. Okay. There's a color one? Okay. Oh, maybe they're in the Dropbox somewhere. Okay.
Where did you get this one?
This was also from the Dropbox, but it's in a PDF that was scanned. Okay. So, Senior Tsui Sende, he's Hebei Sanheran. That's a place that I found. I don't know if you can see. It's in the background. That's about where that locates, and that's China, right? And then that's Taiwan right there. He was born in February 17th, 1925, and passed away on November 27th in 2013.
Those are lunar days.
Yeah. Okay.
The pass away date is also lunar day.
Yeah.
No, that's lunar
It's
day.
on the regular, our calendar is January.
January.
I see.
January 8th.
Birthday
the-
is
I can't say.
Right, so those are lunar
February
calendar.
17, 1925.
Wow.
So, 88 years.
You want to sit in my seat? You can sit. You should.
He was born in a family of scholars. Father had a teaching job. He followed his father to study the 4 books since childhood. He was well educated and attained propriety. Always followed the aspiration of Buddha, saints, and virtuous people. He received Tao at age of 17. Had 6 days of a Dharma class. Through the compassion of the Buddha's help, he made big vows, such as being a vegetarian and propagate Tao affairs for the rest of his life. He knew how Tian Dao is supreme and precious. The most important thing in his life is to allow more people to receive and cultivate Tao. So he set his heart and mind to help God to propagate and support Tao communities. Coincide with war, he joined the military. He followed the troops to Taiwan. At the time, the communication between the two shores was cut off. He left his family and friends alone in a different place. His only wish was the Tao propagation, which has not diminished in the slightest. He looked for temples everywhere. Cultivating and Tao propagating were the only wishes he wanted to accomplish in his mind. The person who wrote this booklet, the author, and him met in Jiayi. Jiayi is that pink area of Taiwan, right there. Okay, and that's just to show you in comparison the size of China and Taiwan. See how big China is. Okay. So the author and him met in Jiayi in 1951 at Dehua Tan Temple. Right? Then they met once again in the military warehouse in Zhongli, Longgang. Their age difference was 6 years apart, and they were from the same town. They were also colleagues. Further, they were Tao King, right? So the relationship was close than ever. Sorry, hold on. Did I? No. Something weird. Okay. And yeah, anyway, I think something. Okay, so I didn't mention this part. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so they were like brothers, right? So much to talk about while together. Helplessly now they are forever apart from each other. Transmitted Tsui's lifelong dedication of Tao propagation and cultivation experience can be clearly seen that he was sincerely working for God, revered to Buddhas and saints, revered the masters and his principles, honest and sincere, trustworthy, reliable. So these are the traits that describe him, all right? So in Chinese, right? He's 恭敬先佛, right? And 尊师重道, right? And then 敦厚信实, right? Then 一诺千金. 一诺千金 is an expression. It means a promise. Direct translation is a promise worth 1,000 in gold. Another word, it means, right here. In other words, it means a promise that must be kept. 待人宽厚, right? To treat people politely and tolerant, generous and magnanimous. I trouble pronouncing that word.
Magnanimous.
笑口常开, always with smiles. 热善好施, right? He's happy to be to do good things and charitable. 热心助人, right? Enthusiastic to help people. 又是十分好客, also enjoy having guest hospitality. So he can be described as a nature, temperament, go-between person, or a mediator. Okay. He was also 重情重义, right? He sees the importance of being a type of person who is passionate and righteousness. 忠肝义胆, loyal, honest, righteousness, and courageous. He put aside personal matters, whether it's beneficial or not beneficial. He's earnestly and sincerely to treat people, to conduct oneself in society. So, he often would tell others, don't worry, it's not important, it's not, well, he says, it's not important, it's nothing. 没事, 没事, right? Okay, he'll like calm you down. 没事, 没事, right? To make others, to feel worry-free. He went everywhere to earn people's praise through one's good deeds. 到处广结善缘, right? So he propagated and cultivated all his life. 诚如孟子云, so sincere, like what Mencius, 孟子 described. 天将降大任于斯人也，必先苦其心中，劳其筋骨， 恶其体肤，空乏其身，行佛乱其所为，所以动心忍性，真亦其所不能。This means when heaven is about to confer a great office on any man, it first exercises his mind with suffering, and his sinews and bones with toil, right? It exposes his body to hunger and subjects him to extreme poverty. It confounds his undertakings by all these methods. It stimulates his mind, hardens his nature, and supplies his incompetencies. He was very devoted to Tao. One true heart. So 一心, it's saying that the true heart, right? There's no second thought. So you only have that one heart, true heart. So at the time, for him to make some money by he went around and selling flavored tofu, pickles, popsicles, and also deliver newspapers, but didn't think of it as suffering, never retreat, and felt at ease, no complaints. Helpless trials and hardships again and again entered the army camp. The army was vegetarian inconvenience. So one day he picked up a bag of salty pickle. So he ate it for a few months. Unfortunately, his body was malnutrition, and he was suffering from night blindness. So night blindness is also called nyctalopia. Perhaps that's how I pronounce. What happened is at nighttime, the normal vision, you can see it like this, but with his symptom, he can't really see well at nighttime. So the doctor said to him, eat pig livers, then you will be better. He said, I will continue to eat as a vegetarian even if it means that my eyes will go blind. So facing such severe tests, nothing changed. Instead, his heart and mind were even strengthened, and his belief of Tao was even more stable. He maintained the initial heart and mind in distress. It was invaluable and even more amazing. Okay. So as you can see, when we go through difficulties, it's actually a good thing. Okay. All right. In the army forces or troop, he held various positions and received various trainings. He was sent to occupational training corps, but unfortunately he was disciplined as a hooligan. Is that how you pronounce hooligan? Yeah.
Hooligan.
Street hanger. People hang. Yeah.
Street boys.
Yeah. Yes. They hang out on the street, and then they will take advantage of weaker people who are weak, or they will ask for like money from the business people.
bullies.
Yes, they're right. Okay. Then he was sent to another training service, and he was mistaken as a thief. So no one to talk to for his grievances. He therefore tried to leave the barracks. Finally, he came back to the predecessor, but he was afraid to keep him around, and he felt very painful in his heart. I'm not too sure why that this part it was said like this. So I'm not sure why that he was afraid to keep transmitter Tsui there.
He's from the army.
I'm not too sure. Okay, so he participated in Pingdong Dehua Qijun, as I just translate as a Dehua nobleman ceremony. Fortunate at the time he met a grand predecessor. Once again, he was being ordered to follow predecessor to continue their propagation and cultivation. Starting classes, promote Dao affairs. At the time, the Dao members doubled. Okay. So early tests were non-stop. However, he can still overcome difficulties. So he forever to ensure an unyielding heart and mind devoted to the Tao and continue the propagation and cultivation. So when predecessor was seriously ill, it was led by transmitter Tsui, who attentively took care of the Tao King. And predecessor received an imperial command from God to go back to heaven, and he was received from the grand predecessor, brought predecessor's coffin to bury at Fushan. So after the predecessor went back to heaven, under the supervision of Elder Tsui, the foundation was rooted at Tongyi Temple. Okay, so the rest of the, okay, so it's the next page. Follow Tongyi Temple, then Yufo Gong continues to expand. North to Taoyuan, Taipei, south to Kaohsiung, Pingdong, then to pioneer to foreign countries, running around. His old age was not a fear factor. He continued pioneer Tao affairs to the worldwide. America has Happy Buddha Precious Temple. Okay. And then there's a Tianlan Shi. I don't know the English of it. Okay. Tianlan Temple, fine. And then there's a Yulin Foyuan. Right? The over at South America has Bolivia. New Zealand has Zhonghua Shenyuan. Zhonghua. I missed it down. Okay. So Zhonghua Shendao Yuan. They call it Zhonghua Shenyuan. Okay. Malaysia has Baishui Shentang. Okay. And then Indonesia has Chunhui Ruyuan. Zhenyi Fotang, Shunen Fotang. Okay. So especially the Shende Fotang, right? Was the name was assigned by God during 8, because that's his name. Tsui Shengde. Shengde is his name. Okay. East Cambodia has the great virtue Fotang. So Elder Tsui was ill at the time, but still went for the opening of the new temple ceremony. It was his last time pioneer to the foreign country, and made people feel extremely touching. He was the example to follow for all of us. Macau has 乐道佛院. Once again, God has assigned his name to these temples because they were his dedication. He propagated Tao all his life and forgotten about his own body and did not avoid any difficulties. That's an expression, 风尘仆仆, covered in dust. Like, nothing stopping him, so he just keep on going. He committed to pioneer propagate Tao at homeland and foreign lands. Admirable, also praised by many. The last time they met was during the 40th year memorial service with the predecessor. Before he was in the hospital because he was excessively exhausted. He had to ask for a special leave from the hospital with his illness on a wheelchair back to Tongyi Temple to host the ceremony. Really made everyone feel touched. One can't help oneself to burst into tears. Elder Tsui's life is the Tao affairs. He followed the predecessor. There were missions on his shoulders. The infinite loving kindness, boundless compassion, boundless happy joy for others, and infinite equanimity or relinquishment. These are what? Four immeasurable minds. So you see, it's all described on him. He used every moment of his life until the end. Still adhere to his initial intention. The spirit of Tao propagation is really respectable. On the 10th day of the first month of 2014, Elder Tsui came to visit. So, true sage of joy for Tao was a given name by Lao Mu. He was deserved to be honored with the name, testified the Tao is supreme, traveled the world. Only cultivation is not mistaken. It also proves that the idea of how much efforts one cultivates is how much one harvests. Everything is fair and square. When channeled in, he was kindly encouraged 300 and plus Tao King who were at the temple and in riding with the wood stick. So even to the Tao members from the worldwide, give them his kind words or advice. Were you there, Tai? So as if he was still alive, gave advice one by one, kindly explained we must do well in our cultivation and propagation. He didn't forget to remind us to give out Buddhist and saints' scriptures. Let everyone have a copy of the scriptures from the Buddhists and saints. His compassion and the spirit of propagating Tao and his truthfully looking after Tao members will always kept and remembered. Many of the Tongyi Tao King imitate. May all Tongyi Tao King, right, imitate the spiritual model of transmitted Tsui. Can be harmonious and organized together. Work together to move forward the Tao affairs. Spur Tao King. Let Tao affairs became more widely spread out. Also, the holy business becomes more splendid. Let the 96, I guess. Is that right number?
Use it as a number. Just the all men.
Yeah. So 96 can be the men and the women, right? To return to their origin. Okay. Back to their root. Recognize the Heavenly Mother. It only would not be bear true sage of joyful Tao's earnest advice from the heaven. It adds its sequence and order. So the person who wrote this booklet, his name is Han Wannian. He was also a transmitter. I guess he was very close with him, good friends also.
So it wasn't that Lin that you met when he left this.
Yeah, when he lived.
That's his way.
That was him. Yeah, this was him.
That was Lin. The other person was Lin Ting.
Oh, really?
In the very beginning,
It just sounds familiar.
he met, well, let's see, he also, well, no, he went to meet that
Yeah.
or whatever, is that it?
Hold on. Okay, so that was
In the beginning.
Yeah.
right in the beginning. So their age difference was 6 years apart, right?
Right.
From the same town. So who was that? Mm.
Yeah, because he didn't meet Lao Chen before, so he probably got introduced him, to Lao Chen at that time, maybe.
You're right. It was Lin Yancai, Lin Tingcai, Dian Chuan Shi, right? So they met in Jiayi,
Right.
at the so when
Yeah,
so
that-
maybe it was him.
Maybe, because let's say he came to China, I mean, he came from China, right?
Mm,
And then so at that time he was trying to look for some temples or whatever, then maybe that's when he met Lin Jiayi or whatever.
right. Lin Tingcai.
Maybe.
Right. So who is Han Wannian? The person who wrote this, I suppose, because it says at the end, right? 锦于于福山龙源.
And the Han one.
No, see, Han Wannian that's Han Lao.
Really?
I thought he was Dian Chuan Shi
So
too.
I don't think he's the one.
No.
白水圣地
Yeah,
Yeah, son, right.
He's the son.
Oh,
He's
I
the
didn't know
leader
his,
now.
I didn't know
So
his son.
basically, yeah,
Is that his name?
yeah,
白水圣地 son is Han Wannian.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah. That,
Okay.
I know
Oh.
白水圣地 has a son and he's a Dian Chuan Shi.
Yeah.
I don't know his
Oh.
actual name.
Oh, that's his
And then
name.
since he's from 那个福山龙源
Right.
so that's where 白水圣地 normally live at,
Yeah.
alive, so I
yeah.
Oh.
So
figured that.
I mean, he may have written.
Yeah,
part
he
of
may
this
have
thing,
written
He
but,
have-
that person he met wasn't him.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Met
So
that Lin
Right, so it was Linden's. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I thought it was him too, but okay. All right, so. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. So, this is the channeled scripture when he was in Tongyi Temple in 2014, right? 2014. Okay, so let me change to a different file. Okay. It was this one. Okay. All right. So, hopefully it'll make sense, but correct me if it's needed. Okay, so when he channeled in Tongyi Temple, that was a year after his death. So here says 灵不灵，观意成不成, right? Effective or be ineffective. 观意成不成, observing, 观 is observing the intention, sincere or not sincere. 妙不妙，看心真不真. The 妙 is marvelous, profound. So it's profound or not profound. Seeing the true heart or not.
Depends on whether the heart's true.
Right. So that's how you can tell if it's profound, right? If you see it, the true heart, then it's profound. 天为天. 天为天, right? Heaven becomes heaven, or heaven to be heaven. 安分福永在. Content with one's lot, good fortune will always be there.
If I print this out.
对，是一个 copy free. OK。
尊为尊，有德神常存. So venerate to be self-respect. Virtue is the existence of forever divine. Then follow 无乃灵妙天尊奉母命. We all know that's not the right mu, okay? Because I don't have that character. Mu, it's turn around. 母命带圣德回来结缘，参叩母驾徒儿们大家好。I am the ingenious of heavenly respected or Qigong living Buddha with Lao Mu, who's God, mandate. I bring 圣德 back to make obeisance to Lao Mu. Disciples, how are you? 平心静气听师言，哈哈。So peaceful heart and mind listen to my words. 命运是一言一行造成的. Fate is formed by words and actions. 成就是一点一滴累积的. Success is formed by accumulating bit by bit and every little bit. 克制不了欲望就只好轮回. Unable to restrain desire, longing, craving, then without any better option is to reincarnate. 破除的了执着，则得以逃脱. Able to eliminate, to get rid of attachments, to cling to, 执着, right? Then ought to transcend means to be detached from. Okay, that's what we wanted to do, right? To transcend. Yes. The cycle of, right, the life and death. Okay. 别人好不好都由他自己承担. One undertakes their own responsibility no matter who they are and what they do. 自己对不对全要砸这个负责. We are responsible to ourselves whether we are right or wrong. 身子要勤要动要为众生服务. We want to be diligent and move our body to help sentient beings. 心要清要静要为自我回光. Our heart is pure and tranquil, must self-reflect. Don't get distracted by self-distract meaning don't get distracted by matters and objects. Okay. So 宽厚朴实不追求外在的虚花假景. Be generous, kind, sincere, and honest, not going after the external false circumstances, things that are temporary, not eternal. 光明安定能掌握内在的真心佛性. One can grasp our true nature if we are upright, fair, straightforward, without tricks, and calm and orderly. Okay. Everybody heard about straight heart, right? 直心, all right. 让心开朗，一切感受都是自己想的. To let our heart be carefree, optimistic, cheerful. Every perception begins with our thoughts. 把爱传递所有因缘皆可制成善的. Okay. 至诚至善, it's the same thing, but one 字 was limited. To transmit love, all affinities will reach to its sincerity and good virtues. 岁月有限，别浪费在没有意义的事情上. Time and life are limited. Don't waste our time and our life on something that are meaningless. 生命无价要善用于成就自他的愿力中. Life is priceless, but must put into a good use to accomplish or achieve vows made. Understand? Let's let Senda talk to everyone next. So that top part was spoken by our Jigong living Buddha. So. 乐一乐，天下的事都会过，做得对就快乐. Joy, be joyful. All worldly matters will be over. Do it right, then you will be joyful. 道常道，言要极易是重要，日常中不离道. Tao, eternal Tao. Words follow the righteousness is important. Every day, not leaving Tao. Okay, the next line. 真更真，反省关照要恨深，去虚妄，守尊真. Truth becomes more truth. Self-reflect, self-introspect. Observing ourselves, observing our true nature is a must to do if you have not already doing it. Letting go the false, keeping the innocence pure and unaffected. Now here, Hen Shen, I read Hen Shen because it's found in the Heart Sutra as well. Some people will read Xin Shen, but Hen Shen, according to the Heart Sutra, when you read Hen Shen, that means you are already doing it. Okay, you're already cultivating. But if you read Xin Shen, that means not yet doing it. So there's a big difference. Okay. Yeah, so Hen Shen's one has not started, one is already doing it. That's how you read the difference. 君为君，克念作圣，礼谨尊，降六贼即是君。Nobleman to behave as a nobleman. To restrain thoughts, to do what saints and sages do, to cautiously follow our inner essence, to surrender the 6 thieves, then is a nobleman. So what are the 6 thieves, guys?
6 senses. Eyes, ears.
Yeah. 眼耳鼻舌身意 right? So, alright, so, 我乐道真君崔胜德奉母命随恩师回到同义宫参叩母驾。各位点传师，各位道亲，大家好。I am the true sage of joyful Tao, 崔胜德 with 老母 God's mandate follow Jigong living Buddha back to Tongyi Temple to make obeisance to 老母 transmitters. Every Tao King, how's everyone? 弟妹们先摆叩谢恩，我才敢往下说。Before I begin to speak, 100 bows to all my brothers and sisters. 今天重回同义宫真是太高兴了。So happy to be able to come back to Tongyi Temple today. 首先感谢天恩师德，感谢老前人的前人大德。Oh, maybe that's an extra word. Okay, first I like to thank to the grace of heaven. Thank to grand predecessor and predecessors. The virtues, grand predecessor and predecessors, great virtue. 也谢谢各位拨空前来，大家恭喜新年快乐。Also, thank to everyone for making the time to be here. Happy New Year to everyone. 平时大家道务繁忙，要见个面聊几句还真不容易。Everyone is always busy with Tao affairs. It's not easy to chat in person. 如果不是大道殊胜的，那哪有我们今日的天人相会？ If it wasn't for the special, unique, wonderful Tao, how can we meet here today? 最重要的是要认理实修，才不白来这个人世上。The most important thing is to understand the truth and to truly cultivate. One would not waste their time to be in this mundane world, isn't it? 岁月不断的流转，经历多少的悲欢 Time passes by continuously. So much of a sorrow, grief, and joys and happiness to endure. 88年头事漫漫，蓦然回首落指潭。88 years seemed endless. To look back suddenly, it was like a flick of fingers. Yeah, so I was looking, snap. I was like, wait, how do you translate this part? 指弹 Yeah, because there's is a soap opera? I don't know what it's called. The Kung Fu soap opera. It's called 弹指神功. I don't know if you guys know. But this guy, he knows martial arts. So one of the technique that he's famous with is it's called 弹指神功. It's using his finger like. So that's what I thought. That's how I relate to that. Like that. Okay. So what do you say? What? How do you snap? Okay. So snap. All right. Okay.
You pluck the feather. You don't pluck the feather.
Well, flick. Flick. Is this flick? Is this a flick, right? Yeah, flick. So that's how. Like that. This is snap. But here say 指弹啊，指弹 it's like that.
That you flick the light.
Yeah. That's
No, it's a.
So it's snap, right? Okay. So, alright. So 最荣幸的一段就是遇上道普传。The most honored time was the given opportunity that Tao was popular spread. 真心诚意来修办，尽心尽力来撑传 cultivate and propagate with our true heart and sincerity, do one's utmost and to strive one's hardest to brace the Dharma boat or to support the Dharma boat. 私人利害不盘算，忍辱只为化缘难 not plotting for private or personal advantages and disadvantages, forbearance transforms into original self. 诸事考验与磨难， 总让生命更回甘。All trials and torments always yield life to become sweeter afterwards. So we have to remember that. We need to remember that. 红尘往事千千万，风轻云淡不再谈。The world of mortals, past events, or the former happenings are thousands, 10 millions. Well, it's describing countless. Gentle wind and diluted cloud no longer to be discussed. Do you know why? We don't live in the past tense. 三星, right? The three what? Three
Hearts.
three minds, right? So there's past, present, future, right? Okay. So he uses the wind and the cloud. They change and they disappeared. 把握当下，多行善，多积功德，再偿还。Seize the moment to do more good deeds, to accumulate more merits and virtue, to repay debts. 一生没有什遗憾，依理而行是心安。No regret in this lifetime. Our heart is at peace if we are in accordance to our true nature. 不负皇母之期盼，真修实练未当然。Not letting 老母 down and her expectation, truly cultivate and honestly or truly refine is a must. So he continues, 这辈子要感谢的太多了，除了天恩师德 there is so much to be thankful in this lifetime besides thanking to the grace of heaven. 老前人千人大德，还有许多前贤的提携照顾 grand predecessor, the virtuous grand predecessor and predecessor, and lots of others support and looking after. 以及同修手足爱护支持 as well as people who cultivated together like brothers love, protection, their protection and support. 回天一年的审视自己不圆满的地方，也深深忏悔。1 year of return to heaven, I think the entire place that were unaccommodating or unsatisfactory also deeply repent. Yeah, so he's things that he, when he was still alive, he think about the things that he has done was not right with the satisfactory or satisfaction, so he repent. Okay. 老天是公平的，的确有功记功，有过记过，丝毫不爽。Heaven is fair. If there is a meritorious deed or service, it is to be recorded. If at faults, it is to be recorded without any discrepancy.
There are demerits.
Right. So either good or bad, it's all recorded. 我在世一心未到，但性子急，有时说话不好听。That was my life, but I was too anxious. Sometimes I didn't speak nicely. Words that come out of my mouth were not pleasant to hear. 请大家多多原谅，多多包涵，好不好啊？ I ask everyone's forgiveness, lots of forgiveness, okay? 生病期间，感谢各方探望关怀。When I was ill, thank to everyone's visits and caring from everywhere. 还有弟妹们用心照顾我，真的很谢谢大家。Also, brothers and sisters who really took care of me, I am really thankful and thank to everyone. 每一个人生都有最后一程。There will always be an end to a life journey in each one's lifetime. 圣德的最后一程，感谢各位前贤前来道别、相送与帮忙。圣德 end of life journey. Thank to all senior members came to say goodbye and helped out. 今天福山天元佛院十 实际堂、持法各单位。Today at 福山千源佛院
It's not that. He's acknowledging those who can't see him.
Yeah, so
Stay, right.
right, so he's acknowledging these temples. I guess people who came from these temples, all units, right, including 慧音堂、系德佛院、德化引灵隐及群英也来结缘。So so here are more people that he's acknowledging. 各位点传师，各位道亲，谢谢你们大家。Every transmitter, every transmitter, every dial king. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So from here on, he began to thank to individuals, right? And then so as I went through the whole entire scripture, I found that, of course, our people from this Happy Buddha Precious Temple, he also mentioned, for example, our elder gene transmitter, you know, he said to him, take care more, right? And I guess this is Thai, right? So he's telling Thai to let go. Okay, and here, you know, transmitter Lin, more willing charity, and then I think this is lecture Xu, right? Proper mindfulness, but you know, that's in the eightfold path. So anyway, that's that explaining, and then looks like that's Christine. So think the root, the source, the origin, and then that looks like the lecture do, truly refines, and that looks like that's your do, gentle, soft, right? And then this looks like is Amy? Is that her name?
No, that's Jessica.
Ah, okay, that's okay. So that's wrong. It's not Amy. It's Jessica. I think that's Jessica. So perseverance and sincere, and then perseverance. Perseverance. Okay. And then the Sister Chen, you know, to be more active. Okay. And then, you know, transmitter law, right? Yeah, okay. So, there's more people. So a lot of, I don't know how many total. Oh yeah, it's ended. Okay. So Sister John, and then Sister Saul, and then the Sister Wu. Not even that, not even individually, but like, you know, also the temple individually. The temple, not the people, but the temple, you know. Like here, 白水圣堂, right? And there's a 中华圣道院. You have to learn 白水圣堂, you know, 白水圣地, right? That's our white water elder grand predecessor, okay? You know, to learn from his great compassion and wisdom. And then 中华圣道, right? Had to learn, that's from Simu, our matriarch, right? To learn her inner virtue, you know, talk about this way, your Tao affair would be greatly spread out. Okay, I think the time is up, and I think this is it. Any question?
Can we have a copy?
Sure. Yeah, okay, so if I have said something wrong, please, I ask for God's forgiveness, and everybody hears correction.